They don't pay $30 an hour for nothing. That's what I was telling myself as I pulled into the gravel parking lot of Coyote Fuel and go my headlights passed over the weathered sign, the neon coyote, blinking like it didn't know whether to remain on or to give up to the darkness. The station stood alone on Highway 160A, lonely outstation in the wide-open emptiness of the Navajo Nation. Red rock misses loomed in the distance, their outlines barely discernible against the night sky. I turned off the engine of my beat-up Civic and sat for an instant listening to the tick of cooling metal. The desert night pressed against my windows, a living, breathing thing out here 30 m from the nearest town. Darkness had weight substance. My phone rang. Danny, hey. Little brother, I answered, forcing cheer into my voice. Migs, you at work? His voice sound better than it had in months. Rehab was working him well. Just arrived. First night. How are you doing? Better. Group today. Discussed you know the business with the car. My stomach clenched. Danny, no, it's fine. I'm taking my, that's what they do here. He stopped. You didn't need to take this job. Migs, not for me. I saw a moth fly against the fluorescent lights over the gas pumps. It's good money anyway. How difficult can it be to operate a register and sit and watch people pump gas out in the middle of nowhere during the night? Danner's laugh was brittle. Just be careful, okay? Always talk tomorrow. After hanging up, I slung my backpack over my shoulder and emerged into the night. The air had the scent of dust and gasoline with something else beneath, something metallic and alien warmth still clung to the asphalt even at this late hour. August in Arizona never actually cooled, simply became a little less brutal after dark. The bell over the door rang. As I pushed inside, the interior was just what you'd anticipate. Linoleum floor scuffed thin by decades of shelves full of boots stuffed with beef jerky and energy drinks. A coffee bar that had better days. A boombox sitting on the counter, dusty and playing classic rock. The music turned low enough that you must be Miguel. I turned to see a man coming out of the back room. Hank Yazzie looked just like his voice had sounded on the phone, weathered, formidable, with deep furrows around his eyes that hinted he'd spent his lifetime squinting into the sun. His silver hair was drawn back in a stubby ponytail and turquoise gem shone at his wrists. Call me Migs, I said, shaking his hand. His clasp was parched and strong. Hank, owner, manager, and sometimes janitor. He waved around. Welcome to Coyote Fuel and go. Not much to look at, but it pays the bills. Thanks for the chance. Not many places with openings at this salary. Something flashed over Hank's face too fast to decipher. Well, night shift's not for everybody. Last 3 guys walked out within a week. Their loss, I said, with more assurance than I felt. Hank gestured towards the bulletproof booth behind the counter. You'll work from in their door locks at 10 p.m. After that, all transactions occur through the drawer. The booth was a relic of the past. Its glass webbed with thin cracks. A stool register and small desk fan filled up the narrow space. Not precisely comfortable, but it would do. Training's pretty simple. Hank kept going ahead of me. Behind the counter, registers, old but dependable gas pumps need to be signed off from here. He indicated a row of switches. Security cameras envelop the pumps and store. Panic button under the counter calls the tribal police, but they're about 40 minutes away, so don't panic, I offered. He didn't smile. There are rules here, Migs, important ones. I nodded, suddenly conscious of the gravity in his voice. First, never sell jerky tobacco or Slim Jims to anyone whose eyes are yellow. I waited for the punchline. It never arrived. Yellow eyes, I said again. Jaundice, you'll know it when you see it. Hank's face never cracked a smile. Second, if the pumps begin leaking black liquid, not gas, something black, lock the doors right away and play track 3 on that boom box. Don't